Hello everyone, welcome back to Becca's Book Nook. Today I'm going to be doing the contradictions book tag. I saw this tag on Mel's channel, who I will tag down below, and I also watched the original creator do the video. I will also tag her video down below, and I just find this tag to be very interesting because I love to hear people's sort of like unpopular opinions. I think way back when I first started this channel, I did a unpopular book opinions tag, and I had a lot of fun doing that because I like to share my unpopular opinions and hear other people's and just sort of try and see where they're coming from. And it's always just interesting to me to hear different people's opinions on the books that I've read. Also, I'm filming this video from my brother's room today. My room is just full of stuff for France. I'm packing right now because I'm leaving in 2 days and everything is just so crazy right now, so I picked the only area of my house that would work right now. So hopefully the lighting is okay and that you guys can hear me okay, and I'm just gonna get right into the video. Since I did not film last week, I wanted to make sure I had something interesting for you guys this week. The first question of this tag is, what is the genre you love but you didn't like a book from? So the genre that I love is obviously fantasy. I've talked about that a million times, and I think I've also mentioned the book series that I didn't really love in this genre before, but I'm going to mention it again, and it is the Shadow and Bone trilogy by Leigh Bardugo. While I do love Leigh Bardugo, I really just was not a massive fan of this series. I have mentioned before that I think the big issue is that I read these 3 books in 4 days. It was a summer week, and I just read all 3 of them back to back to back, and I'm not sure if I just read them too quickly or if I just went through them too fast to really take time to enjoy them, but there was just lots of stuff about these books that I was not a fan of, and I actually enjoyed the show 10 times more than I did the books. The next question is, I rarely read this genre, but I loved this book. The genre that I want to talk about is science fiction. I really don't read this genre too often, other than books like the Lunar Chronicles series, which I'm so excited to reread this summer. But other than that, this isn't really one of my go-to genres. But recently I did read The Final Six by Moniere. I've mentioned this before because I did a read-along with some people on Bookstagram, and I read this book and I absolutely loved it. I thought the whole idea of it was so fascinating, the idea that people got picked to go live on a different planet. I loved the tropes that were included in the book and just literally everything about it, and it blew my mind that I enjoyed it so much when that's not really a genre that I am drawn towards most of the time. Next up, I love this trope, but I did not like this book. I'm going to be talking about The Spanish Love Deception, and I know that that is an unpopular opinion for a lot of people on here who are absolutely obsessed with that book, but it really did not do it for me. The Spanish Love Deception has one of my all-time favorite tropes, which is fake dating, which is why I was so excited to get into this book this past summer, and it really just let me down. The book was completely too long. It took 400 pages for them to even kiss. I know some people like super slow burn stuff, but this was just too much slow burn. Also, the characters are just not great. Our main character had crazy internalized misogyny, which was not fun, and she was just had no backbone, could not stick up for herself, and it was really just hard to read through. Also, our main character, who everyone is obsessed with, Aaron, he's really not that great of a guy. He's definitely not one of the good ones. I'm not quite sure why everyone freaks out over him. I could make a longer video explaining why I don't like this book with my thoughts better organized, but this is just sort of what's coming off the top of my head, and it was a very bad fake dating book for me. The next question is, I hate this trope, but I loved this book. I'm gonna just go with the Mortal Instruments series for this one, with the horrible trope being incest. Yeah, Cassie Clare, as much as I love her, has a little thing with incest. I'm not quite sure what it is about that she decided she wanted to write about, but in the Mortal Instruments, when Jace and Clary think that they're siblings, but they just still love each other, and then even when that is all done, Clary's real brother still wants to get it on with her. It's just a little much, and I love Cassandra Clare. She's like my favorite author of all time, but yeah, that trope is just a little much for me for sure. The next question, I cheated a little bit. It's a little bit of a loophole kind of ish, but it's I love this author but I did not like this book. For this one, I'm gonna go with Colleen Hoover, and I'm gonna go with Ugly Love. And the reason that this is a little bit of a cheat is because I've only read 2 Colleen Hoover books. And I loved November 9. It was the first book that I read. I read it in a day. I loved it. I was obsessed with it. I texted all my friends and told them they needed to read it. I absolutely loved it, and therefore I thought, hey, maybe Colleen Hoover is going to be my girl. Maybe I'm going to love everything she writes. And then I picked up Ugly Love, and there was just a lot of issues with that one. It was definitely not for me. I'm pretty sure I gave it 3 stars, but the only reason it got that good was because the ending made me cry, and I always read a book a little bit better when it makes me cry. And I really enjoyed the Rachel chapters. They were like the only part that was intriguing to me. Otherwise, the entire book was incredibly toxic and the characters were very unlikable. The next question I also maybe sort of cheated on a little bit, but it's I previously did not like this author's works, but I loved this book. I'm gonna go with Leigh Bardugo, and I'm gonna go with Six of Crows and King of Scars. As I mentioned previously, I did not like Shadow and Bone. I was really hesitant to pick up Six of Crows because of how much I disliked Shadow and Bone. Then I fell in love with Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom and King of Scars, and Leigh Bardugo just like redeemed herself like crazy. I was so severely impressed with these other works, and I was wondering why I didn't like Shadow and Bone so much, if it was a story that I wasn't loving, because it's the same universe, like it's the same Grishaverse, and I was really confused as to why I didn't like that work. But then I love Six of Crows. I know this isn't like a huge unpopular opinion. I know most people do like Six of Crows more than Shadow and Bone, but I was super confused when that happened. But this might be a little bit of a loophole, but I absolutely love Six of Crows, so yeah. The next question is, I love the cover but did not like the book, and I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this before as well, but I'm gonna go with Shatter Me by Tahara Mafi. I got maybe 25 pages into Shatter Me when I was in grade 9, 10, one of those, and I only bought the book because the cover, I'm gonna put it right here, is absolutely stunning. I literally fell in love with the cover. I was obsessed with it. I only bought it for that. I would stare at it. It was just so beautiful. Then I started getting into it, and I just really could not, I couldn't get into it. There was just nothing about it that I was enjoying. I tried again a couple months later, still couldn't get into it, and I've now de-hauled it. I don't have it anymore. I got rid of it. There could be a time in the future where I decide to try again, but at this point in my life, I'm gonna go with probably that's not gonna happen. Next up, I'm gonna do I did not like this cover, but I loved the book, and I'm gonna go with Anything by Elle Kennedy, the Off-Campus series. I just hate covers with this, I hate the weird headless, shirtless men, and the covers with the girls on it are a little bit better, but still just not great. So, but you know I love those books, so definitely gonna go with those ones for this. That is it for this video. Once again, I will tag the original creator down below as well as Mel's video, which is where I saw this. This was a fun tag to do today. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. If you did, please give this video a like, and please subscribe to my channel if you have not already. I love just meeting everyone. Comment down below some of your unpopular book opinions and just answers to these tag questions. I would love to hear them and discuss them with you. I'm really excited for next week's video because I am posting an updated bookshelf tour for 2022. It has been now a year since I posted my first one, and I'm really excited to show you guys my updated one since there are many new additions to it. I am also going to be filming in France, so hopefully I will film something fun while I'm there. And yeah, I hope you guys have a phenomenal rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!